The cathedral was founded in 1185 by Palermo's English Archbishop Walter of the Mill, and has been added to through the centuries. The triple apsed eastern end, seen later, and the matching towers in particular, are 12th century originals, and there is much Norman carving to be seen. The dome was added in the late 18th century, and the inside was modernised at this time. Some think it cold and neoclassical. It would certainly be interesting to see it in its original state. As an island in the ancient world's main highway, the Mediterranean, Sicily has been colonized and settled by many peoples. Certainly the Carthaginians and Phoenicians, and then the Greeks. The Punic Wars ended in 211 BC, and Sicily became a Roman province for the next 700 years. Vandals showed an interest, and Belisarius, the Byzantine general, occupied the island around 535 AD. There's the eastern end. From 700 AD the Arabs began to show more interest, and several often warring Arab states eventually ruled the island. Walking eastwards from the cathedral along Corso Vittorio Emanuele brings us to Quattro Canti, the Four Corners. This is the hub of the old city of Palermo. Each corner of this intersection, constructed in 1611, represents at each level a king of Sicily, a season, and a local patron. Near this crossroads we can find the church of San Giuseppe dei Teatini, Piazza Pretoria, San Cataldo, and La Martorana. San Giuseppe is an early 17th century Baroque building. It suffered an air raid during the last war. It was reconstructed, and there are still some remains of the damage which we may see later. Roger I, the great count it was, who from his base in Calabria gradually took Sicily from the Saracens. He took Palermo, which was to become the capital, from the Emir in 1068. Roger had been given authority by the Pope to regime change Sicily and return it to Christendom. He became king under the ultimate suzerainty of the Pope. He was succeeded in 1101 by his infant son, upon whose early death 2 years later the crown passed to Roger II. He it was who brought Malta under the crown of Sicily. We next have William I in 1154, and then William II up to 1189. This really brought the golden age of the Normans to a close. There being no direct inheritance, the crown was claimed first by Henry of Hohenstaufen, who had married Constance, Roger II's daughter, i.e. William I's half-sister, and things get rather complicated. The French became involved, and after the Sicilian Vespers, the Aragonese, and then the Spanish. There's some bomb damage, just a little bit remaining there. Just across the road from the church is Piazza Pretoria, which is most famous for its fountain, designed by a Florentine and built in the 16th century, with many interesting figures around it. Just round the corner from here, actually in Piazza Bellini, is San Cataldo, with its Saracenic golf ball domes. Next door to that is La Martorana, a Norman foundation paid for by King Roger's admiral, George of Antioch, who we see here dedicating his church to the Virgin Mary. And here we can see a representation of Roger being crowned by Christ himself. The building was given a Baroque facade in 1588, but once through that, the building is quite original, as you can see, and shows both its Byzantine, Greek and Arabic influences in its art, all under the direction of the Normans. Just a glimpse of the Baroque facade, and we proceed further down Vittorio Emanuele eastwards and come to St. Francis of Assisi, which unfortunately was closed.